Does your cat truly love you, or are you just the one who keeps their food bowl full? The truth is, cats have their own unique hidden ways of showing love, if you know where to look. Number 1. Watch your cat's whiskers. Meowing and purring are very obvious signs of your cat's love for you. But what about subtler shows of their affection? Their whiskers can be a key sign of their feelings for you too. Look closely though. The movement can be easy to miss, even for experienced cat parents. When your cat is utterly relaxed, their whiskers will be too. They'll be in a neutral position, neither tilted forward nor pinned back, and will be slightly lowered. When your cat is interested in what you're doing, their whiskers will be pointed forward, toward you or whatever else has caught their attention. Watch out when your cat's whiskers are pinned back against their cheeks though. Your cat might be feeling anxious and trying to convey they're not a threat. If they get more scared, they might lash out defensively to protect themselves. Number 2. Check your shadows. Have you noticed you've got a second shadow? One that looks distinctly feline-shaped rather than human? Cats who feel very close to you might show their affection by following you everywhere. Even if you're only walking from one side of the room to the other, you'll likely have a whiskered friend tagging along. This type of clinginess is called Velcro behavior. Your cat never wants to let you out of their sight, so they become like Velcro, stuck to you like glue. Although glue just doesn't have the same cozy ring to it, does it? There's something important to remember here. Velcro behavior doesn't mean your cat doesn't like being alone. But if they panic whenever you're out of sight, that's a sign of separation anxiety, and it can be a big problem. Cats enjoy feeling close to who they've bonded with. To show you they love you, they want to take part in your routine or simply follow you around to figure out what you're up to. Number 3. The trip hazard. For some cats, acting like your second shadow just isn't enough. They have to be right underfoot at all times, no matter what you're doing. It can even get to the point where you start to wonder whether they have it out for you. Every time you trip over them or stand on their tail, they always give you that betrayed look too. It never fails to make you feel guilty. But they were so quiet. How were you supposed to know they were there? Is that their plan? To take you out like they're an assassin who you, the victim, never saw coming? Believe it or not, your cat doesn't have it out for you. Choosing to weave between your legs or sit right behind your feet is their way of showing affection. Weaving between your ankles lets them mark their scent on you and curl their tail around your leg in their version of a hug. Sitting behind your feet keeps them close to you. They might be hoping for a treat, but sometimes they just want to spend time with you. Number 4. Ready, set, go. Cats always feel closest to someone with a consistent routine. Feeding them at the same time every day, heading to and from work, regular playtimes, all these things make up your routine with your cat. They might pay more attention to the parts that involve them, their food being of utmost importance of course, but paying attention to you is part of their love language too. More than following your movements, some loving kitties will predict what you do next. They might not embody your shadow at all. Instead, they might just beat you to wherever it is you're going, perhaps before you realize that's where you're heading. They'll be in the bathroom during your usual mid-movie toilet run, or the kitchen if you always head that way for snacks. You might even find yourself racing to your bed in an attempt to claim your pillow first. They'll win, of course, but the race was fun at least. Number 5. Watch your feet. Your cat's habit of following you everywhere isn't the only reason why you need to watch your feet. It's a good idea because you never know when you might step on your kitten. But you should pay attention to your cat's fascination with your feet even when you're sitting down. It might seem strange, but your cat's habit of smelling your feet or sinking their teeth into your big toe is a sign of their love for you too. Cats rely on their noses to explore the world around them. Scent tells them things like how safe a place is, whether there's food, and if there's a female cat in heat nearby. It also tells them a lot about you. Feet are smelly, yes, and most of us wouldn't go near them willingly. But to your cat, your feet are the perfect spot to get an accurate reading of your mood and health, as well as spread their scent on you so every other cat you might encounter knows you're spoken for. Number 6. Speaking of love. Some cats are incredibly talkative. They'll meow all day long if you let them, with a bunch of other vocalizations thrown in for good measure. Other cats are more reserved and only meow whenever they think they're about to get food, or because they know it's coming up to dinner time. But cats don't just meow to say they're hungry. Meowing and trilling are solely reserved for communicating with humans. So whenever your cat meows, they're specifically trying to get your attention. Your smart kitty knows it works too. While they do use it to ask for food, they also want to tell you they love you. Meowing isn't the only vocalization your cat uses to tell you they love you either. Have you ever noticed them making a sound that's almost a perfect mix of a meow and a purr? This is called a trill. It's a much happier and friendlier sound than a regular meow. Cats use this sound to greet their favorite person and express their adoration for you. Number 7. Feel the vibes. Purring has a range of meanings. It can even be a little confusing if you're not used to why your cat purrs. But with a little detective work in the form of body language cues, you'll have your cat figured out in no time. Cats purr whenever they feel stressed, to communicate with their mother when they're kittens, or just to show they're content. But if they're curled up somewhere quiet on their own, they might be soothing themselves. But if they're sitting with you and relaxed when they're purring, they're content. They're cozy, comfortable, and warm. Purring shows they love you. Did you know a cat's purr is also believed to have healing properties? A study in the Journey of the Acoustical Society of America found that the frequency of a cat's purr ranges between 25 and 150 Hz. Low frequencies like 25 and 50 Hz are used to promote the healing of fractures and bone growth. Since cats also use their purring to soothe themselves if they feel anxious or scared, it's no wonder you always feel better whenever your cat starts purring. Number 8. Needing love. Experienced and inexperienced cat parents alike know and love their cat's biscuit-making skills. Okay, so maybe they can't be trusted to make real biscuits. They'd probably eat the ingredients, especially the butter. But we're absolutely certain that they're incredibly skilled bakers. Biscuit making refers to kneading, which is an action kittens learn while nursing from their mother. As you might guess from the name, it's a back and forth motion with their front paws. As they grow, it remains a source of comfort and good feelings. Adult cats don't need each other, but that doesn't stop many of them from kneading their bed or a blanket to mold it into the perfect napping spot. When they need you, their claws might come a little sharp, but it shows they adore you. They're saying they're content, comfortable, and happy. With the scent glands in their paws, it's a perfect way to mark their territory too. Even when they're not near you, other cats will know you already have a feline friend. Number 9. Accept your cat's presence. Out of all the possible signs of love your cat could offer, leaving you presents might be the most confusing. Not because of the act of giving said presents, but rather what the presents are. Cats, for all their love for you, aren't the best at knowing what gifts you'd like to receive. Most cat parents would prefer not to have a headless mouse left on their porch, or a live one released in the kitchen. Rather than looking at what your cat's gift entails, try to consider it from their point of view. They're not giving you a mouse to freak you out. They're trying to share some of their hunting knowledge with you. Getting your food from a cupboard is plain strange to them. Why wouldn't they try to share their skills with you? It's also another big sign of trust. Who else would they consider important enough to look after their catch? Bringing you their prey is their way of showing that they know you have their back. They trust you to look after their food, and them too. Number 10. Tempting tickles. Most of the time, your attempt at a tummy tickle ends with sharp claws or teeth, or both, sinking into your hand. You might wonder why your cat showing their belly is a sign of love. But think about it this way. Your cat isn't showing their belly to request a belly rub. They're giving you a big sign of trust. By rolling over and revealing their soft undercarriage, they're asking you not to touch. You might offend them if you do. Hence the show of claws. See, your cat loves and trusts you so much that they're willing to reveal one of their only weak spots, their tender stomach. Not so you can take advantage, but so you can prove you can be trusted. Of course, some cats do like belly rubs. It's rare, but that just makes it an even bigger sign of love from your cat. Number 11. Protect them while they sleep. Sleeping is a very vulnerable position to be in, and most cats prefer to find somewhere quiet before they curl up for a nap, even if they end up in some of the weirdest places in the process. But they also like to feel safe. What safer place is there than beside you, or even better, nestled in your lap? You might feel a bit like a living, breathing cat bed, or be a little worried your cat doesn't like their actual cat bed. But it could be worse. And who's going to turn down free kitty cuddles, especially when your cat starts purring to show their contentment? Of course they're happy. They're with the person they love most in the world and get to nap safely. To them, there's no greater show of trust and love. The best part is that letting them sleep on you tells them you love them too. Number 12. Seeing is believing. To us, eye contact is normal. When somebody doesn't meet our eyes, we know something's not right. But cats are the opposite. To them, eye contact is dangerous. It means they need to watch carefully to make sure whoever is staring at them isn't about to attack. Cats are far more likely to avoid eye contact because it's seen as a threat. So what does it mean when your relaxed feline meets your eyes? Are they not as relaxed as they look? Cats are very good at learning how to communicate with us. They even notice that we have a habit of maintaining eye contact. Weirdos that we are. When they know they can trust you not to hurt them, they'll be happy to stare at you. They're even happier once they figure out staring actually earns them a treat. But they won't stare at everyone. There's still a powerful instinct to not make eye contact. Your cat staring at you is an important sign of their love for you. Number 13. Exchange a kitty kiss. There's something more meaningful than your cat's staring habit. It's their slow, sleepy blink when you look back at them. Rather than look away like they're embarrassed they got caught staring, your cat just blinks in a slow, deliberate kind of way that makes them look like they're desperately trying not to fall asleep. Don't be fooled. They're not sleepy, and it's not that they don't care that you caught them staring either. They're communicating with you. This sleepy blink is known as a kitty kiss. It's something cats do whenever they're completely at ease and around their favorite people. It's cat language for I love you. Next time you want to kiss your kitty, mimic this sleepy blink yourself. Number 14. Diving headfirst into love. Most cat parents are familiar with the kitty headbutt, or bunting, as it's more accurately called. You're petting your cat when all of a sudden they'll bump you with their head. Some kitties can be quite energetic about it too. They'll put all their body weight behind that single headbutt just to make sure you get the message. This behavior is as adorable as it is confusing. But contrary to how humans see headbutts, cats love them. It's a way for them to spread their scent on you and create a familial scent that marks you as their own. Cats know that you find their behavior irresistible too. We're all guilty of giving them an extra treat or a chin scratch whenever they do something cute, even if it is ramming their head against your chin. Bunting is a learned behavior as much as it is instinctive. Number 15. Watch your cat's tail. Your cat doesn't need to use their voice to tell you they love you. They express it with their whole body. We've mentioned their whiskers already, but their tail is perhaps the most talkative part of their body. Every twitch, curl, and gentle swish has its own meaning. When your cat is excited to see you, they'll approach with an upright tail. Sometimes there'll be a curl to the end, a bit like a question mark or a hook. If they're neutered or spayed, their tail might even quiver with their excitement, the same way it does when an intact cat marks their territory. Don't worry though, they're not about to pee on you. Their tail will even wag gently when they're enjoying playtime with you. If you see any of these signs, you know your cat loves you and is happy to be by your side. Your cat's tail doesn't only express their good mood. Usually the lower their tail is, the warier or less happy they are. The exception to this is if it's upright and puffed out, like a fluffy Christmas tree. This is your cat's way of looking bigger to warn off a potential attacker. Watch out for short, sharp lashes of your cat's tail. This means your cat's annoyed. Number 16. Talk to the butt. You know how it goes. You're all ready to say hi to your cat and give them some chin scratches when, with a flick of their tail, they turn their back and wander off. The first time, you might brush it off. Maybe they just didn't want to fuss at that moment. But then they do it again and again. They seem more intent on giving you a perfect view of their butt than they are receiving your affection. Did you offend them somehow? Are they ever going to let you get close enough to ask for their forgiveness? Rest assured, your cat isn't being rude. While they are telling you to talk to the butt, it's in the friendliest way possible. Cats sniff each other's butts to learn more about each other. It's their very weird way of saying hello. Putting their butt in your face might make you cringe away in disgust, but your cat is inviting you to converse in their language. It also shows they trust you. They wouldn't turn their back on someone they don't trust after all. Anything could happen. Number 17. A lick in time. Helping their loved ones stay clean is part of a cat's love language. It's so important to them that they spend between 30 to 50% of their day grooming themselves and each other. Since you're also part of their family, they also extend this care to you. It's okay, they don't expect you to lick them back. They know you have some very weird bathing habits of your own. Their tongues feel a little like sandpaper with all the papillae, which are backwards facing spines covering their tongue. It's these papillae that make grooming themselves so effective. They pick up all sorts of dirt and loose hair. But rough tongue aside, you know your cat loves you whenever they do groom you. Even if they're just curious about the salty smell of your sweat or the lingering taste of whatever snack you just ate, they wouldn't lick you at all if they didn't love you. Number 18. Just a nibble bit of love. Licking you might feel a little weird, but it's not nearly as bad as feeling your cat's sharp teeth sink into your finger. Sometimes this bite comes sharp because your cat is telling you they've had enough. Maybe you've been petting them for a while and they're overstimulated, or they just want to be left alone for a bit. However, sometimes cats use biting to show they care. These bites are much gentler than their aggressive "leave me alone or else" chomps. Love bites also tend to follow behind licking. Nibbling helps cats tackle particularly stubborn clumps of dirt or matted fur that licking just won't shift. You might not have knotted fur to untangle, but your cat will give you a love bite or two during their usual grooming sessions. It's just part of their regular grooming habit. They like to know they've done a good job. Number 19. Watch how they greet you. Cats might be better known for their aloofness, but they still get excited when they see their favorite person. As we've mentioned already, some cats will greet you with a happy trill whenever you enter the same room as them. Others prefer talking with their tail or their whiskers. If they're especially excited to see you come home, some cats will greet you at the door. It's always a wonderful sight to see, too. Your kitty trotting up to you with a question mark tail and a delighted mew just screams, "I love you." It's no surprise that all the stress from a too long day at work simply melts away. Knowing your cat loves you is one thing, but what about how they see you? Are you just their beloved cat parent? Or are you a very big, very clumsy cat? Check out this video to find out.